This is number 6 of the 10 drivers of chronic illness that I see in my holistic practice. I'm Sue McKinley. I'm a holistic practitioner. I'm also a consultant helping people reduce load on their bodies so that they can restore their own good health and wellness. Number 6 is a big one. This is environmental load. This comes down to the things in our environment that are creating load for our systems. A really important concept is that everything has a tipping point. Whether it's a road or a bridge or our bodies, we can only take so much load for so long. We can take a little for a much longer period of time until we can't. But we can't take a lot all at once that can overwhelm our system. So, two types of stress we're putting on our system environmentally come down to toxins and prolonged exposure or significant toxins over a shorter period of time. But let me talk about toxins. The number one that I see is mold, water damage building material. And I want to be clear, it isn't, so mold is visible. Mold we can often smell, like in the form of mildew. We see it, we know it's there. A less obvious and more invisible thing that goes alongside mold in water damage building material are two forms of bacteria called endotoxins and actinomyces. And they are just as toxic to our body, and they are far less understood. So the idea is that mold, any kind of water intrusion, needs to be understood. If you are somebody that is experiencing chronic illness for unexplained reasons, feeling bad, fatigue, brain fog, headaches, many other symptoms, anxiety, depression, the list goes on. Almost anything can be attributed to a mold exposure. But the number one thing that I always recommend is get your environment checked out. There are other things that can be highly irritating, maybe toxins. If you live next to a farm that uses a lot of glyphosate, for example, that can be very toxic. If you use a lot of fragrances, live next to a candle making company, that can be very toxic over time as well. But the number one that I see is mold. And the number one thing that I recommend is get your house checked and get your own body checked. And there are ways to do that. And we want to reduce that load. No healing happens while we're still being exposed to significant levels of environmental toxins. Like, share, and follow if you want to hear more of this content. Let's go on a health and healing and wellness journey together. Let's normalize natural solutions for the well-being and increased vitality of all of us.